What's up, Leafs fans? Welcome to Leafs Digest. No video after last night's game is a late one. You roll into LA for a 10 p.m. start. The West Coast games are always a beggar, but hey, better late than never for the video. And it's a great one to react to. The Leafs defeat the LA Kings 6-2 in LA. We move to 14-6-1 on the season. We remain second in the Atlantic, kind of just gaining distance on the teams behind us, continuing to rack up points. We move 12-2 in our last 14 games. This is a heater of all heaters. And the best part about the whole thing is that not only did a bunch of guys on the team get out of slumps, Goody and I got out of some big slumps, some deep freezer action with our bets that we've had. We went 2-3 on the night last night. We had on Austin Matthews anytime goal scorer and the Leafs puck line -1.5. Big nights there. If you bet with us, if you bet against us, too bad for you because we did have a pretty successful night for ourselves. But aside from our slump busting, there was a big amount of slump busting going on with the Toronto Maple Leafs last night in that game. Starting off with Kerfoot goal. Kerfoot, I didn't believe, had scored on the road before last night's game. Pierre Engvall hadn't scored in 19. Tavares getting back on the board. Matthews back on the board after a few games without scoring. Jason Spezza, first goal in about a month. Michael Bunting grabs another goal. I know he had scored recently, but it's always good to see that guy score. And it was a great night for the Leafs last night. We came ready to play. You score the first goal of the game, which is something that I've harped on this team a little bit for in the past little while. We start behind. We start allowing the other team to score the goal first, and then we have to chase. We chase the rest of the game until we can finally tie it up and grab the lead again, but we start chasing, and then that's a tough position to be in. You roll into LA on the road in a difficult situation against a tougher team that's been playing pretty well with a good goalie in net, and you start by scoring first. This team is 9-1 when scoring first this year after last night. 9-1. If you can score first, you're setting yourself up for a pretty good position to win. Especially when you have offensive talent like this that can continue to produce and an incredible goaltender in net behind you to back you up as soon as you grab that lead. Because he's the type of guy to, no matter what the score is in the game, he's going to give you a chance to come back, to stay in it, to hold the lead. It doesn't matter. Jack Campbell plays incredible in any situation that he's been in, and his numbers have proved it. Last night he has 30 saves, a .938 save percentage. And he moves to tied for first in the NHL in wins with 11 wins. And guess who he is tied with? Yes, that is right. Freddie Andersen in Carolina. 11 wins, tied for first with Freddie Andersen in the NHL. He's fourth in goals against average with a 1.68. He's fourth in save percentage with a .943. He's fifth in shots against with 476 shots against. This guy is just taking on volume amounts of shots, or a good amount of shots, I should say, especially compared to other goaltenders in the league, and is still putting up incredible stats in terms of wins, save percentage, and goals against average. So you can't even say this guy isn't facing that many shots or isn't having to do that much night in, night out, because fifth in the league in shots against. This guy is making a lot of saves. And then the best part, to cap it all off, he is tied for second in the NHL in shutouts with 3. If this guy isn't giving himself consideration for the Vezina candidacy, I don't know what else he has to do. Top 5 in basically every single important goaltending category that you could look for. And his team is playing incredible in front of him. You can tell. They want to win for him. They want to win with him. And he wants to win for them. It's just a good all-around situation. Seems like a great guy. Seems like a very supportive guy. The guy that you want to play with, play for. So Jack Campbell has been an absolute stud for this team all season long. And he deserves all of the accolades. Now, in terms of the actual scoring from last night's game and the slump busting that we discussed, there was a bunch of good things going on last night. We're going to start it off with a goal by Alex Kerfoot. An unsuspecting goal where he just rips it backhand right over Jonathan Quick's shoulder from right in the slot. But it starts by an incredible play from Wayne Simmonds. Wayne Simmonds making a great D-zone play off of a tipped puck from Andre Kasha. Great hands in the defensive zone. A lot of confidence to be able to make that play. And then a good heads-up play to be able to find Kasha streaking up the boards to the neutral zone. And Kasha, again, makes an incredible pass across to Kerfoot, who buries it. And you can tell by looking at Kasha the excitement this guy has on his face for Alex Kerfoot scoring. Like, this guy just loves goals. loves team success, loves everyone else getting involved. And it's evident by his celebrations, the way he reacts, the way he goes out there and interacts with other players on the Leafs. You can tell he is a huge energizing player for this team. And to see him get an assist like that, where it's just a beautiful saucer pass over to Kerfoot in the slot, and he finishes with an incredible backhand shot over quick shoulder, you absolutely love to see that to start off a game. Now, LA does respond early in the second period. We went 1-0 all throughout the first, and I personally thought it was kind of a questionable boarding call on Matthews. The guy was right against the boards, first of all, and then the second part of it is he turned his back like a millisecond before that puck was shot in. And Matthews also is not the type of player to be a predatory player, searching after guys, trying to injure guys or anything along those lines. So it was a bit confusing that call was made. I kind of understand it because they want to eliminate that play from the game, or that possibility of that play. But again, even in that situation, I think that the guy turned his back right before the hit was made, and he was also along the boards when the hit was made. So it was a bit of a weird one. But then LA does grab the power play goal. Sean Durzi shoots the puck, tipped in by Victor Arvidsson. Victor Arvidsson has had great success against the Toronto Maple Leafs. 5 goals scored in 9 games played against this Toronto team. Maybe this guy's somebody we have to watch out for. Every time we play against him, circle his number as someone who might be out to get us. But the most important part of this is Sean Durzi shooting that puck and tipping it in on the power play, because that is a guy we traded away for Jake Muzzin. Now, I don't think currently it's going to be something that Leafs fans look at and say, what the hell were we thinking? Sean Durzi was just getting in his first NHL game last night, and that was his first NHL point. I think Jake Muzzin is going to be a solid contributor to this team and someone that will be important for playoff success in the next year, 2 years. But I think down the road, it might be something we look back on and go, wait a minute, we traded Sean Durzi away. That's the guy we traded away. Might be something to come back and bite us in the ass. But I do want to move on to the goal that put us ahead and started us on a string of goals that just started taking us away. And this one is going to actually be my Austin Matthews play of the day. So for the Austin Matthews play of the day for last night's game, I'm going to go with the Wayne Simmonds pass to Pierre Engvall. Now, Wayne Simmonds gets himself his first multi-point game since he got injured in last season. That game, he actually had a multi-point game as well. And this is a guy who's been snake bitten, so it's not completely satisfying not seeing him score, but seeing him get on the board, grab himself a 2-point game has got to be good for his confidence, because finally he's getting rewarded for how well he's been playing, how hard he's been working. And then on the other end of it is Pierre Engvall, who cashes in on that goal. And for Pierre Engvall to bury on that, get his first goal in 19 games, it just shows that fourth line might be a line that can contribute going forward. So seeing them be able to score, get on the board, it's a good night all around. Spezza grabs himself a goal later on as well with just a beautiful shot. Simmons a couple points, Engvall getting on the board. That fourth line could be contributors, and it's good to see depth scoring from this team as well. Now, the one thing that is a little bit concerning, which actually relates to these lines, is the Kampf injury. Now, Kampf was clipped in the head, but it looked like he kind of hurt his arm, so I'm not entirely sure which he did injure, because ultimately when I saw it happen, I immediately thought concussion protocol. He's going to the dark room, but then he's grabbing his arm. He's slow to get up. He's holding his arm, leaning on it a little bit. Like, that was the thing that was hurting. So hopefully it's just precautionary reasons, nothing serious. We'll look and see what happens with more news coming out. So that being said, make sure you subscribe to this channel, because any news that comes out, we will be breaking down here. We are on the road to 2,000 subscribers, so every single subscriber along the way counts. We appreciate all of the support you guys have given along the way. You guys continue to give. Thank you guys so much. But yes, when more news comes out, when more updates, rumors, anything like that comes out, we will be breaking it down on this channel. So make sure you subscribe so you can get notified going forward. Now, as far as the rest of the game goes, it was a bit of a weird one, a little bit sloppy or choppy. I don't know what the best word to determine it would be. But I think the first thing we want to go to is the Tavares goal. That is just classic John Tavares. That was a great tip in front, and it was good puck movement all around. And then the best part about it is good things happen when you put the puck on net. That's what happens with William Nylander taking a shot on goal, John Tavares getting a stick on it. Beautiful tip, beautiful play all around. Nylander grabbing a point. Doesn't get that anytime goal scorer that I was looking for, but hey, I'll take that point from him all day long. It's good for the team, good for his confidence, especially considering he hadn't played well in the last couple of games. Then we go with the Matthews goal and goal number 4. Not the prettiest goal ever, but it is a goal scorer's goal. He's in the right place, right time. Puck comes across from Tavares and he buries. Tavares grabbing another multi-point game. Matthews also looking at another multi-point game for himself. Good to see him get a goal and also help out with that bet. Austin Matthews, anytime goal scorer, so you'd love to see that from him. Now, this is one that actually sticks out to me and is a real important one in my eyes. The Spezza goal. The first part about it is Spezza had been struggling to score as of late. And then it's a beautiful shot, perfectly placed on that second power play unit. But the most important part of that goal, other than Spezza breaking that slump, is the Ritchie screen in front. And I don't mean that just from the fact of, oh, it's a well-executed screen, because it was. It's a good thing for him to be doing. That's how to use your body effectively, how to be in the right place at the right time, making sure you're helping contribute to this team. But the most important part coming from it was how fired up everyone else on the team was for him just for a screen in front of the net. You look at Austin Matthews when they showed him mic'd up talking to Spezza, talking to Ritchie after that goal. He keeps saying to Ritchie, what a screen, what a screen. Like, these guys are just so fired up for him. They want him to succeed, and I think that is very, very telling from how they reacted, even just to him screening the guy. Then you go into the second period intermission, and Matthews is saying to the reporter, what a screen by Big Rich, what a screen, like, what great play by Big Rich. He's in the right place. What a screen. These guys want him to succeed. You can tell by their reactions on the bench. You can tell by their interviews. They want him to do well. And I think part of that comes from they know that this guy is working hard, which I think from Leafs fans, from the outside perspective, it would be easy to look at a guy not having that much success and say, well, he's a slower skater and things aren't going well for him, so he's not working hard. He's not trying hard enough. These guys aren't going to rally behind a guy like that if he's not working hard, if he's not doing the right things, if they don't think he deserves success. That's an easy thing for them to just look past that screen and just say, what a shot by Spezza. Because it was a beautiful shot. But the fact that they actually have to go out there, the best player on the team, and during an interview is going to point out, what a screen. What a beautiful screen. What a perfect screen. That's really, really says something about the way that he's playing, the way that he's practicing, the way that he's working off the ice, and how much these guys believe in him and want him to succeed. So I think that was a big, big moment. It's unfortunate he couldn't get himself out of that slump in terms of scoring because he's yet to get a goal this year. But in terms of the way he's been playing, he's doing the right things, and he may have found himself the right spot on that third line, just being able to play his game and not have to worry about too much pressure or anything. And I think the goals will come, especially with Ondrej Kase playing the way he's been playing. Nick Ritchie is going to find himself in the right position, burying on an Ondrej Kase created chance. So that is going to come. Now, the final goal of the game for the Leafs comes from Michael Bunting. Just a weird play all around, but again, here's another one to look at. Rasmus Sandin going into last night's game had 4 points total. He grabs 3 assists in last night's game alone. 3 assists, the third one coming on that Bunting goal, which probably should have been a goal for Sandin. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, what a goal by Bunting, because it wasn't. It was a weird one. I think Sandin should have got that one. Quick kind of robs him. Rebound comes out. Bunting turns to grab it as he's just sliding through the crease, as he's skating through there just like the rat he is. He turns around to fire it. Ends up going off to no skate into the net. So, I mean, Bunting going to the net. Matthews a great pass across to Sandin as he's sliding in for the empty net shot. You'd love to see Sandin get on the board there with a goal, but hey, at least he's contributing. He's grabbing himself some points. So he grabs 3 last night. It's great for him. Hopefully he can continue to get some confidence. And I think the best part about all of it is that Sandin and Liljegren end up getting plenty of ice to close up that third period. You're up 6-1. Give those guys a chance to get some confidence, get some experience, get some ice time. You love to see that from Sheldon Keefe, giving those guys some more responsibility, giving them some more time on ice. And I think it'll pay off going forward because those are 2 guys who've been playing very, very well. They grabbed themselves some points last night, get some confidence up there, and then the more ice time they get, it'll only help them going forward. Now, the last thing, and I touched on it a little bit earlier, is the Sean Durzi goal to close it out. The guy grabs himself his first NHL point in his first NHL game, and then he grabs his first NHL goal in his first NHL game as well, getting a 2-point night. More than anything, I think it's just unfortunate for Campbell that second one goes in because he plays incredible all night long, and then Durzi ends up getting himself on the board. It's unfortunate. It was a power play goal off of a Ritchie penalty, but hey, it's the way she goes. Sometimes you got to just soak those ones. It was a great shot by Dursey. I just think at some point in the future here, Leafs fans are going to look and go, I can't believe we traded that guy, because he is a player. He's someone who's been playing really well in the minors. And then for him to come up and grab 2 points in his first game, and of course it's against the Toronto Maple Leafs, that's just the way she goes. So moving on from that, we are now 12-2 in our last 14. We are 14-6-1 on the season, remaining second in the Atlantic. But the final thing I got to do here is give my grade of the game. And for tonight's grades of the game, keep it simple. I'm going to go with an A. It's a good road win. You come out, you score first, you take it right to them. We were playing real well in the first period. Unfortunately, they grabbed that goal to tie things up 1-1, but we responded right away with 2 quick goals, one from Engvall, one from Tavares, and they're real close together, so then it just absolutely buries any momentum, any life that LA had in them, and you just take it to them for the rest of the game. Perfectly executed road game. Unfortunately, I guess the only thing that would be a negative is you don't want to give up that late second goal. Regardless of power play or not, we got a little bit scrambly, allowing Dursey to get open and have that much time and space to get that shot off. It's a great goal by Dursey, but unfortunately, a little breakdown by the Leafs there to allow that one. You don't want to give up that late second goal. You want to close things out on a positive, having the last goal in the game on the road and a win like that, but it was a good win all around. Good night for the boys to get off slumps. Goody and I, the guys on the team, Spezza, Bunting, Engvall, Kerfoot, Matthews, Tavares, boys grabbing goals. We win 6-2 against the LA Kings in a revenge game. Good night all around. We will see you guys Friday against the San Jose Sharks at 10:30 p.m. Keep believing.